So how do we end up closing those vulnerabilities? When I started to ask those questions, I started to really formulate an opinion on what a lifecycle can look like. At that point, I started validating that. So I was connecting with a lot of industry peers, throwing these ideas out on the supply side and on the demand side, trying to make sure that what I understood from it all was relevant, not as just a process that I thought worked, but how the industry generally operated. Once I had clarity on that, the next part was, how do we now break down each part of that entire process? So what are all the phases? And then how can we look at each phase and see what we could do to make it better? So starting with that entire journey and looking at who are the stakeholders, what are the inputs, what are the outputs, what are the requirements, who's responsible, who's accountable, who's consulted in each of those components, and really trying to understand at the process level what the entire Pentest project lifecycle looked like. Once I'd gone through that process, and I'm talking probably maybe 6 to 12 months here to really get a firm grasp on how this, on how we can start to improve some of those processes. So at that point, it was very obvious to me where there were burning issues and where things could be done in much better ways. And that's when, again, light bulbs started to go off around, can we design something that would help with that?